Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and we are celebrating the third anniversary of the Vechain system. And for a long time, when we've been speaking about Vechain, we've been using this particular chart, which has been around for a while now, and it was one of the first things that you look at. Like when you're like, okay, what does Vechain do? Who are they surrounded by? Who do they work with? You would look at this. This is very, very common to look at that ecosystem of Vechain. And so very, very fascinating. But now, follow Vechain on LinkedIn, first of all. Follow Vechain on Twitter. But this is the brand new ecosystem chart from Vechain. And have a look at this. Oh my, how things evolve, change, and erupt in this particular ecosystem. It is massive. So from the enterprise dApps on the Vechain 4, the research partners, the community builders and SMEs, the enterprises who trust the Vechain 4, and look at some of these star-studded names that we have here on this list. It just gets better and better, from telecom to logistics to energy to medicals to fashion to the automobiles. And the tourism and hotel industries as well. Oh my. It just gets so good. It is so undervalued, ridiculously undervalued. And it's not financial advisor, I'm not a financial advisor, but this thing is so undervalued. And so let me tell you what happens when things are when things are undervalued. I'll explain to you what occurs. Give me just one moment and I'll bring it up. So this is what happens when things are undervalued, right? This is exactly what occurs. At 001, nah. At 1 cent, nah. 10 cents, nah. At $1, I want all the V-chains. Happens every single time. It's human psychology, right? But you do have that opportunity to get in. And this news, this ecosystem, and this particular drawing is making headways all around the world because it is brand new that they've just launched it. And the other thing is the Vechain has the strongest fundamentals. So 40 Fortune 500 companies using it, and has a huge big brother called China adopting and supporting it. So no other altcoin comes close to this, and VET is so undervalued, it's ridiculous. And this frustration is felt all around the world, that people that understand and know Vechain. If we look at this chart now, I can't say that the chart is accurate or not because I'm not sure who Jason is, but this is a comparison made between Cardano, Polkadot, and Vechain. And we're talking about, product tracing IoT, blockchain APIs, fixed supply, smart contracts. And if we look at, obviously this chart is made by a person who is pro Vechain and has made it, look at all the boxes that it ticks, but it really does tick all these particular boxes. And it's important to acknowledge that because it is a beast. It really is. And I think in 2021 we will be surprised. Now, I know a lot of you and some people around the world share these thoughts that some people freak out when they learn that Vechain works with the dictator China. But you're missing the point, because blockchain is bringing decentralization, accountability, and transparency to the public. And Vechain is right in the thick of it. That's what it's about. It's about decentralization, accountability, and transparency to the public. And if you are able to explain Vechain very simply to a person at a barbecue or wherever you are, then that would be the line to use. That is what Vechain does. It is about decentralization, accountability, and transparency to the public. That is the core of what this is all about, and why the ones that do research on it like I do get really, really excited about it, because the potential is massive. The industry sectors that it impacts are multiple. It's not one industry. It's not just automotive. It's not just agriculture. It's not just the wine industry. It's not just the food industry. It goes on and on and on and on. So really, 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 really exciting. Now let's jump into Atani. Let's see what Atani is telling us. So very similar to what we saw with the XRP chart. We can see sort of similar patterns, right? 2.80% down at the moment. At the time of making this, we're sitting at 8.8, 8 cents, 8.62. Now, but the MACD is bullish on the daily chart, and on RSI, we're sort of sitting towards the bottom, which is great. Now, from an hourly chart, which is a little bit different to the XRP chart, this does look a little bit different because it's taken a little bit more of a hit compared to XRP, but bullish nevertheless from all three indicators. Now, we were outside the Bollinger Band for a little bit. We've come back in. We touched this particular line, this particular volume, and now we're coming back up. But very bullish as far as from a MACD perspective, like they're getting closer together, but they haven't broken out into, the bearish segment. It is a bullish one. But on the 12-hour, we can really see the move that it is a very, very strong move on a bullish. So my prediction is that we're going to continue more to the upside. So we will go into the 10 cents and beyond over the next 24 hours. And again, it's not financial advisor. I'm not financial advisor. I'm just looking at my indicators and going, yep, that kind of makes sense for this to occur. Now, let's go into some of the drawings. Let's see what the drawings are telling us. So what I mentioned before was, from all the indicators, it does look like we're in a bullish trend. So where can we go from here? Look, we could potentially even rise as far as 14 cents at the moment. It really is a little bit hard to tell just how far we will move up from here. And of course, we have to always take into account what Bitcoin is doing and what the market is doing, any major news updates that come out, which are not part of indicators and charts. Some major news breaks out, then that will throw us off a little bit. But from here, hitting 11s, maybe even hitting 14s, it is very, very possible. As we look long term, and I always want to mention this, that nothing changes for me as far as hitting your 70 cents, your dollars, and maybe even $1.20 before we have a nice big retrace towards the latter half of the year, maybe even January. That to me still makes sense. I know some of you have asked about the $10 February 2022. I don't see it at the moment. There would have to be some enormous things go the right way for Vechain in order for this to occur. So I wouldn't be putting my bets on Vechain hitting $10 by February. That to me at the moment looks unrealistic. From what we see today, I can't see it happen. But we will keep updated on a daily basis into what's going on, what's happening, and do we move towards that? But to me at the moment, I will not be looking at that. But I know some of you have asked, so I wanted to bring it up. So I think the indicators, the news, the third anniversary, the new updated Vechain ecosystem, I think we are in for an awesome time with Vechain. My advice to you over the weekend, your Friday nights, your Saturdays, your Sundays, if you haven't researched about Vechain, definitely do. Back it up with your own research. Always, if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.